Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. This past Sunday night, the 49ers were able to secure a spot in the NFC Championship game for the third time in 4 years with a big win over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. It was a hard-fought game with both teams playing fast, physical football. In the end, the 49ers were able to win the turnover battle, run the ball more effectively, and walk away with a 19-12 win and set up a huge showdown versus the Philadelphia Eagles next week for the right to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. But Dallas presented some tough challenges for the 49ers to face. Whereas your face could be no challenge at all, since Manscaped has now come out with the all-new Beard Hedger, the premier trimmer for your face. This episode is sponsored by Manscaped. This is Manscaped's newest product added to their legendary line of body hair trimmers. I just got mine in the mail and I love it. It's waterproof, comes with its own carrying case, has a long-lasting rechargeable battery, has Manscaped's famous skin-safe technology, and best of all, it has one length guard that's adjustable to 20 different lengths. So you can get rid of all those old length guards you've kept stashed around, just like the 49ers did to the Cowboys. You can find it at manscaped.com right now and use promo code JD49 to take part in the launch sale of up to 32% off. You can get it standalone or take your game to the luxury suite level and check out the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. This is what I got, and it has everything you need. Beard balm, beard conditioner, beard shampoo, beard scissors for those longer hairs, beard oil, wooden beard comb, beard brush, and of course, the Beard Hedger. You can find all this and more at manscaped.com and make sure to use promo code JD49. That's manscaped.com and promo code JD49. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. The offense had some struggles early on, and many of us were wondering, what's wrong with the offense? Well, remember, Dallas has some pretty good players too. As much as we don't like to admit it, they have good players, and Dan Quinn is always a well-prepared coach. So here we come out and we're in a 4x1 set, and we've been running this play a lot where we have a spot concept with a backside slant. So going against a matching defense, you're expecting to get some off coverage here. You think they're anticipating that play coming and then maybe drop a backside guy to take away the slant. So we're going to have a screen pass set up to Debo. But give credit to Micah Parsons here. Dan Quinn knows we want to get Debo on the edge, so he's got Parsons on the strong side, and he's going to go where Debo goes. So when he sees Debo flare out, he takes off like a rocket and gets in the throwing lane. It's a shame too, because this play was perfectly called. We have numbers, and you have Debo one-on-one with their safety. This is at minimum an explosive play. With Debo, who knows, maybe even a touchdown. Instead, it's a drive-killing sack. That's just a great play by Parsons and being well prepared by Dan Quinn. I do want to take a second and thank all of you who have supported the channel through your donations and support on Patreon. You've been a huge part of helping the channel out this year. But back on defense, we are able to force a punt, but after giving up a first down. I show this not to knock the defense. So Dallas is going to run something they like to run a lot, which is to run a couple comeback routes and a deep crosser. They like this versus any single high coverage. This is where Ryans likes to make quarterbacks work post-snap though. We're showing this pressure front and a single safety man alignment. But we back out into a quads tricks coverage. This is going to be quarters coverage or 4 deep and 3 underneath, but the tricks means on the 2 receiver side, Lenore is in what's called Meg coverage or man everywhere you go, and Hufanga is what's called the trick safety. Here he'll drop out and look to pick up the number 3 if it's crossing the field. So as Dak drops back, he wants to hit CeeDee Lamb, but Hufanga has picked it up as the trick safety, so he hits the comeback, which Mooney Ward is playing off as he's a deep quarters player. On the other side though, look at how tight Lenore played this in man coverage. Remember this play. But one big key to stifling the Cowboys was how well we played against the run. Here the Cowboys are running what we used to call a belly play, which you'll make this look like duo and then counter back. But Fred Warner flies in like a missile, and Armstead may or may not be holding the guard. I'd like to think he's just trying to keep the guard from falling over, but Warner gets in for a huge stop. We end up getting off the field with more solid defensive play. So we come out and we're in cover 3 zone. The Cowboys want to get the ball to CeeDee Lamb. They're going to clear it out and then have Lamb on a stick China and add in a flat route. So they want to work the curl flat defender outside and then have Lamb break in to space between the zones. Ryans has our guys use a vision technique a lot to keep their eyes back to the quarterback, read his drop and shoulder angle to tell them what routes are coming. Ward stays outside, and when Warner sees Dak move to throw, he attacks. I saw a ton of this on defense throughout the game. So more gamesmanship from Ryans. We're showing this look here. Gibson feigns to the middle of the field. This makes Dak think. It could be cover 3 Mabel. It could be a quad Strix. It could be cover 2. It could be cover 6, which is what we're in, which is cover 4 plus cover 2. So this is good recognition from film study. So I showed this same play that Dallas is going to run in my preview video where Dak nearly threw a pick versus Washington. They're going to run a dagger concept, which is going to be a deep post paired with a dig. In cover 6, Warner has to help protect the middle of the field, so he has to match the number 3 if it goes vertical. So as the deep post comes through, Warner matches CeeDee Lamb on the post. How many middle linebackers are doing that? Then, having come with a clearing route, once Hufanga reads the in-breaking route, he's going to drive on it, and it's an incomplete pass. That's high-level execution from everyone on the defense. Back on offense, again, more struggles. So we're going to run our wide zone, weak side away from Parsons this time. This is where, again, he's a tough guy to block. We're going to task Kittle with cutting him off from the back side. We actually get decent blocking, but Kittle wasn't able to cut Parsons off. If McCaffrey was able to cut this back, he's got a decent lane, and with the kind of talent he is, maybe a big gain. But Parsons ran down the backside pursuit, and it's a short gain. But we do get a big play on the drive. And I love this stuff where you go against tendency. So remember how we almost had that big gain on a Debo screen from a 4x1? Well, we're in a 4x1 again, and you have Debo and McCaffrey to that side, with 2 of your best blockers out in Juice and Ayuk. So to keep numbers against the run and have an extra body against a screen, Dallas shades the free safety to the quad side. Then we're going to run a variation on a staple play, the drift concept. So the drift normally is a play action fake and you hit a drift route over the middle, and you run a seam route to help grab the middle safety. Here we're going to have Kittle run a shave release which will stem outside to create more space down the seam. Purdy takes the snap, runs the fake, and you can see how Barr was ready for the drift route. But the shave release we have with Kittle ends up creating a bunch of room, and it's a heck of a throw by Purdy. From the end zone, you can appreciate how hard this is. He's got to execute a run fake, flip his hips, and deliver a strike down the seam. For real, this guy is a rookie. Unfortunately, the drive ended in a punt, and again, more sloppy execution. So we're running this trap play where we'll block down, pull the guard to kick out the end man, and bring a lead blocker around. It's set up well, but if we rewind it, McGlinchey steps on Burford's foot, loses his balance, and lets Osa Odigizua come down in pursuit, and he tackles McCaffrey. But if we keep him off the backside, you have at least an 8-yard gain, maybe more, because again, it's Christian McCaffrey. There were plays to be made, and this is one that you can't say, well, Dallas just beat us on this. But some of it was Dallas just being well prepared. Here they're going to show cover 2 in the drop, and then the safety is going to come flying down in a robber roll, which takes away the dig on a sucker concept. And they just have it all covered well, and it's an incomplete pass. Back on defense, there was so much good play from the linebackers on this one. Dallas is trying to run their wide zone and watch the pursuit and lane integrity of the linebackers. They fill and all maintain their lanes to clog it up. So they can't run inside, so they try and run a sweep with Pollard. There's one big problem though. They're asking CeeDee Lamb to execute a crack block on Fred Warner. Fred Warner is a monster, and he blows right through Lamb's block and goes and makes the tackle. Then we get a big interception by Lenore. So remember that play I told you to remember earlier? This is a little surprising that Dallas is already going back to the well on this one. So they're going to run that same play. They'll have Lamb on a high crossing route with double comeback routes on the outside. This time we're going to bring heavy pressure and be in a matching defense. Greenlaw is the guy who matches Lamb on the high crosser this time around and takes it away. Apparently Dak didn't see it on the tablet between series that this route was not there against Lenore the last time they ran it, and he tries to go after Demo, and it's a pick. Seriously, I have a hard time not laughing a little bit at Dak there. Then on offense, we are only able to get 3 points off the turnover. Again, some of this was Dallas being ready for what we do. We're trying to run this wide zone from shotgun, and we're trying to get Dallas to overcommit, and they almost do. We want juice, but they take it away and cover the whole thing really well. The thing though is that Purdy never panicked. He never forced anything. When the defense took things away, he just lived to play another down. You can't say enough about how much that meant to the success of the team in this game. Then back on offense, we get another drive going with a big third down conversion to Juwan Jennings, who wins on an out route. Great throw by Purdy, and they get an extra 15 yards with a penalty. Then after our own penalty pushes us back, we get a big gain to get us into field goal range with another nice play from Purdy. So Dallas is showing this possible cover 6, possible robber, possible 3 zone. We have a levels concept with Debo and Kittle. Kittle is going to run a post route and Debo a choice out China, which will fake out like a choice route and then break back inside. At the snap, Dallas flies out in Tampa 2 zone. And watch the attention Kittle is going to get as you got 2 underneath zone defenders carrying Kittle vertical. And Purdy hits Debo underneath, who gets a big gain to get the team in field goal position, where Gold gets 3 points. Back on defense, we get our second pick of the game. So the Cowboys are again trying to create space for CeeDee Lamb. This is a poor pre-snap read and execution by Dak. We're showing cover 6 here, and this play would work much better against cover 3 or cover 4. They're going to have Schultz run a flat route to grab a flat defender, and then run Hilton on a short post and up to grab a safety. Then they'll have Lamb on a now return route into the space created. Well, in cover 6, we have answers, and still have Lamb bracketed. Ward makes a great break on the ball and knocks the ball out where Warner makes the catch for the interception. Then, back on offense, we're able to get into field goal range just before the half. This is another really nice play by Purdy in the offensive line. So we're trying to take a shot here. We run these speedo concepts a lot where we'll have a clearing route and then a deep over route. The Cowboys were in cover 4 during this stretch, and so we're going to run Jennings on a deep crosser and then Ayuk on a deep corner post. Dallas plays the corner post though, and you can see the route manages to grab 3 Cowboys defenders. And Jennings is open on the high crosser. Nice job by the O-line to give Purdy time, and good recognition and throw by the young guy. Back on defense, the way we forced Dak to work post-snap mixed with the pass rush from Bosa caused some misfires. So we're showing a pressure look with man coverage and a single safety. Dallas is going to have Lamb on a choice route inside again and a slant flat concept to the bottom. At the snap, we back out into cover 3 Mabel. Mabel being an M-word for man on the 2 receiver side. With a possible bracket of zone defenders on Lamb and having just thrown a pick, Dak moves off to the slant flat. He's got Zeke, but he hasn't been able to reset his feet and the throw is off target. From the end zone, you could see Bosa put Tyron Smith on skates and Dak didn't have a chance to get square to the target, and that's why the throw was off target. The post-snap movement slowed his read and allowed Bosa to put pressure to force the bad throw. Then on a drive when Dallas got deep into the red zone, we stood tall, not allowing a touchdown. So Dallas is trying to run a counter run here. Watch Bosa. He reads this so fast, defeats the block of Tyron Smith, and runs the play down the line. Then he goes against Tyron Smith again, something you shouldn't have been surprised by if you watched my preview video, and he puts a nasty spin move on Smith. That is your Defensive Player of the Year, folks. Back on defense, we have another drive where we're going to see why this defense is so special. So the Cowboys are trying to run a deeper concept here, the 4 verticals concept. Some call it 4 verts, some just call it verticals. Nick Saban calls it Seattle. We're running a creeper blitz with Gibson, which is a blitz that is not a blitz. You bring someone who wouldn't normally rush on a blitz, in this case Gibson, and then drop a defensive lineman, in this case Ebukam, into coverage. We're going to be in Tampa 2 and Fred Warner will have to match the number 3 down the seam. Watch him run with CeeDee Lamb here. Again, how many linebackers are able to do this? Dak probably had the vertical to the weak side, but he couldn't get there because of the creeper blitz, bringing Gibson untouched and forcing the pass. That's the defense making life hard for the quarterback. Then back on offense, we get a spark with a big off-schedule play. We're trying to run our slide concept. Dallas plays it well, but Kittle just goes to open space. Purdy finds him, and Kittle makes a ridiculous catch. Then we start to get the run game going. This is just power football. It's a duo run, and watch McGlinchey and Burford dislodge the 3-tech. And Dwelley and Juice get their blocks and just move people. We'll run it back. Look at how much the offensive line moves the line of scrimmage. Then you have the impact of Kittle again, drawing a big holding penalty to get a fresh set of downs. Following that up, we're going to run a little fullback dive. The great thing about this, we'll make this look like our wide zone, and look at the attention McCaffrey gets, and Juice gets an 8-yard gain. Then you're going to get McCaffrey in on a tackle lead play. Watch this combo block by McGlinchey and Burford. Talk about dislodging a player. They send him across the formation. And McGlinchey then also picks up Van Der Esch. This was the team physically imposing their will on the Cowboys. Back on offense, we're going to get a huge first down to Kittle. So this is that levels play again. This time the Cowboys were in man coverage, and if you watch my preview video, I showed this exact thing. Goddard beat Curse on a play just like this, and I said, imagine Kittle in this matchup? Well, here it is. Then we get another first down, and this is the stuff Kyle does to help his young quarterback out. We start out with Kittle out wide, and they have a corner on him. Then we motion McCaffrey out. No one travels, and you have Van Der Esch inside with Jennings. This is showing you zone coverage. You got 2 safeties and that tells you cover 2. And Van Der Esch has to shade to the 3 receiver side in an empty set. So this is what Kyle is so good at. You now have Brandon Ayuk on a lookie route against Anthony Barr, your best route running receiver on a linebacker in space. Purdy just takes a snap and hits Ayuk. That's all Kyle right there. And then we just have a counter run, and you got bodies flying everywhere. You got Dwelly with a questionable block on Van Der Esch. You got Kittle kicking out Barr. You got Ayuk blocking guys. And Elijah Mitchell running hard. And it all sets up Robbie Gould to kick a field goal to put the 49ers up by 7 in the waning minutes of the game. Then, just as Dallas seems like they have a chance, Bosa impacts the game. So we saw this on the broadcast if you were watching from home. Mooney Ward does get a guy behind him, but the throw was just a little bit off. Why? Watch the power of Bosa's bull rush, as he's going to drive Tyron Smith back into the pocket, force Dak off his spot, and throw from an unstable platform. That's why the throw was off. I told y'all you were going to see a lot of Bosa on Tyron Smith, and this all leads to one of the funniest endings to a 7-point game in history. What a great win over the hated Cowboys. I'm looking forward to the big matchup against the Eagles this week. It'll be a tough game, and one I'll be previewing near the end of the week, so make sure you have your notifications turned on to be alerted to when a video goes live. We've been saying all year that this team has a chance to be something special, and they're showing you in each game just why they are so special. Philly is no joke though. They have a ton of talent, a tough run game, and a scary defense. It'll be no easy task going across the country and taking down the high-flying Eagles, but it's a task I think they have the tools to get done. In all, it's been so great so far this season, and here's to at least a few more breakdowns before it's all over. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.